My apologies for my tardiness.
You can't apologize if you're not late. I just decided to show up early. How are the horses doing?
Splendidly, if not a little too energetic for their own good. Whitcomb was especially thrilled to finally be reunited with his master.
I bet he was. Nice to hear.
There's not a brick out of place, which means it's just as run down as ever. Still, I've made so many memories here. I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's for sure. It's really nostalgic being back here again. What do you say we head on up? I want to see what things are like upstairs, too.
All right, why not? Crow's foolishness continues to baffle me. He's fighting under a banner that doesn't include him. He's the sort you'd more likely find in a casino than the capital.
That's for sure. Fighting for the Alliance really doesn't suit him one bit. I'm sure he realizes that too, though. He sees Duke Cayenne as more of a sponsor than an ally.
So it's just a case of the two using each other while they share a common purpose. Winning him over won't be easy, but we should push this angle if we intend to do so. Rufus will likely be more difficult, given his key position in the Alliance and shared ideals.
I didn't even think...
My brother's always been my light, both dazzling and warm. He commanded respect, but he also deservedly earned my absolute trust. After the death of my mother, he was the only living relative who did so. And he was a constant. Someone I could rely on and look up to after I was taken into the family mansion in Bereahard.
I know how you feel. Your brother is to you what Elise and my parents are to me. I'm sure he still cares about you too. He's probably just as worried about your inevitable encounter as you are. The two of you might disagree about the country's future, but that doesn't mean you can't care about each other.
I agree, which is precisely why I've chosen to fight him with everything I have. That, above all else, is the role that I must play in ending this war. I am the man I am today because of my brother. He gave me everything I have, taught me everything I know. He was the one who taught me how to behave as a noble should, taught me to raise horses, trained me as a swordsman. I was always looking up at him, as if he were some sort of celestial being shining in the sky above. So the idea that I could cross swords with him on equal footing and emerge victorious always struck me as absurd. But not anymore. For all their riches, power, and influence, even the greatest noble is human, and they can fall like anyone else. My father always treated me with scorn. I was forever doomed to be the bastard child. But I always tried to act a noble. I suppose I did so out of some sense of duty towards my late mother. But as I spent more time with you, Regnitz, and our other classmates, my very perception of nobility changed. I found myself wanting to discover what it truly means to be proud of one's nobility.
True pride.
I can, and I will, surpass my brother. Not in order to justify the title given to me at birth, but in order to demonstrate the pride I have in myself as myself. And with you, my finest friend at my side, I know that I can accomplish that.
I'm flattered, but I'm not half the man you are. You've always had a meaningful sense of pride, more than anyone else I know. I honestly never expected I'd be able to be friends with someone like you. Not as equals, but I'm glad that I was wrong. It fills me with pride to know how much belief you place in me, and that you're even willing to put it into words.
Perhaps your numerous heart-to-hearts and endless supply of passionate speeches have finally rubbed off on me. No matter how this war ends, our position as nobles will likely never be the same again. Regardless of what happens to this nation, we will always have our pride, That should never change.
There's the Jusis I know. I won't let my pride waver either. Not when I've got a friend like you to keep me in line.
That goes without saying. I can't have you embarrassing me now, can I?
Well, I guess I'd better get going. I could go straight to the student council room, but it's my first time back in over a month, so it would be nice to take a walk. Maybe I should go and see how Valamar's doing too.
Reen.
What's up, Jusis? I thought you were going to pay a visit to the horses in the stable.
I was, but I feel rather exhausted today. So I'm planning to rest here for a while and read some more of a book I've been working through before going.
That works.
If you don't have anything else to do, you should join me.
Huh?
I don't have anything specific to discuss with you or anything. It's just that we don't have much time left to spend peacefully with one another.
That's true. Well, seeing as you're offering, I have a book I was working on myself, actually. Oh, if you have any recommended books, I'd love to read them.
Very well.
Something on your mind, Jusis?
For the first time in a long time, no. I'm just taking a short break. Looking over an endless sea of documents can be rather tiring on the eyes.
Oh, are those the tax reports you mentioned?
Ordinarily, this would be my father's work, but His Majesty has yet to decide his fate. Rufus hasn't so much as glanced in Bereahard's direction since he took his new job in Crossbell either. As such, the task falls to me.
Man, I knew everyone in our class had it pretty rough right now. You've got it roughest, no contest.
If my ego had its way, I would boast that filling in for my father is a simple and mundane task. But on top of the paperwork, I'll need to manage the provincial army and oversee the province as a whole. Then there's the matter of keeping the most stubborn of the nobility in check. I don't expect the first 6 months to be pleasant.
The fact that you're already thinking 6 months ahead is pretty impressive as it is. Standing in for Duke Alberea like that must take some real confidence. I know you'll manage, though.
That much is obvious. While it wouldn't be ideal, I'm sure that Arnal could ostensibly take care of most of my father's duties as well. I can't imagine the city would feel too major of an impact were I to spend an extra year.
Stop. As much as I'd like that, it's not what's best for either of us. Or Bereahard. The best thing we could do now is go our separate ways, both for the greater good and for growing as people and as nobles. We only get one life, one shot at this. We might as well try to make the most of the time we have, right? The same holds true for all of our other classmates too.
Perhaps you're right. Given that my father and brother are in no position to do so, I'm currently the only one who can run Bereahard in the long term. I'm just as certain of that as ever, and now I feel the weight of responsibility even more keenly. As I've told you before, you've always struck me as a danger to yourself. It seems all too likely to me that people will continue to use you for their personal gain until there's nothing left of you. Even so, I hope you can show me that you can take care of yourself, even while I'm far away. If your pride as a noble never falters, and you can maintain faith in yourself, however, that shouldn't be an issue.
Thanks, Jusis. I won't forget that.
See that you don't.